Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn, and as you see we've just got the drought warning. We've got 3 days before the drought hits. We're in the process of building up this reservoir here. I have currently got these set to, these sluices set to close above a downstream depth of 0.8, and I've got these set to 0.7. So at the moment, in theory, these should just keep flowing. What I could do is start closing this up and hopefully getting a bit of storage in here. We can actually store a little bit extra because we've managed to close off this first level, and we're working on the, well, third level technically above the riverbed here. Yeah, not sure how we're going to fill this up and still maintain sort of flow through here, other than being very careful with floodgate management. I think that's going to be our biggest issue. But we don't need to have this flowing all of the time. We can kind of alternate between it flowing and not flowing to give this a chance to fill up. I mean, ideally, once we've built a bit more of it around here. Because at the moment, it can only fill up to this level here before it starts spilling off the back. And we don't want to waste water like that, so... until this is mostly constructed, or at least has a couple of layers on all the way around, I think we're probably going to end up mostly just letting all of the water go through. We'll close these up during droughts, close these up during droughts, and try and maintain a bit of water in here. But other than that, we're just going to play it by ear, I think. We've almost got these oaks planted here. I think I'm going to leave it at this for now. So just have this section here as oaks, and leave this section of pine, because that will obviously come in slightly quicker than the oaks do, like under half as much time to get oaks in. So that will give us a trickle of logs coming in whilst we're waiting for the oaks to grow. And because they've been planted in sort of discrete sections, they will grow at different rates, so we should get a reasonable number of oaks in at a time. In theory. At the moment we only have 26 logs, but we are using them to finish off this levee wall here. We're going to need to get rid of these potato plants so we can continue along up to about here, and then we'll come across this way. Yeah, that's the idea anyway. At the moment we don't have any of our industry turned on, so we're not producing any planks or gears or metal blocks. As you can see, we don't have any metal blocks, we don't have any gears, we have a handful of planks. At the moment, we're not... Is there a reason you're not being filled up? That's unfortunate. Let's have a look. All of our water pumps are prioritised. Do we need another water pump? I don't know, maybe. We'd have to put it up here, clear out some space up here and put it in there. But we're just not filling up our water supply anywhere near as quickly as we should be. Okay, okay, yeah, we are going to have to put in another... water pump. So let's get rid of those berry bushes there. We're okay for berries. We're at full storage pretty much for berries. We're doing well for food in general, but water, yeah, not as good. Not as good at all. We just need logs for that. That's okay. We're not using logs for anything else. So, yeah, we are getting some in. We've got enough to make a water pump. But we are running very low on spare beavers. So let's shut down these inventors here. We don't need both of these lumberjacks on either. There we go. We have one spare beaver. Let's pop ourselves in another water pump up here. There we go. And pop a path in. and prioritize that. Okay, we've got 2.5 days. That should be built before the before the start of the drought, definitely. And hopefully we'll be able to get some water in. We'll see about that. Right, there's the drought. 14 days. That's quite a long time. 2 weeks. That will be tricky. We will switch off our water pumps for the moment. We had a minor bit of flooding when we closed everything up. I've got, obviously, this floodgate here closed. I've got the sluices here closed. So we've got what we've got in here and what we've got in here. So we've got a little bit extra water than we would normally have. Just that extra little bit in there that we can sort of release through into this section as and when. And obviously we can keep pumping water. In terms of water, we're a little bit better than I thought we would be. We're up to 661, so that extra pumping station there has definitely helped. In fact, I wonder if it's worth keeping one of these on. Yeah, let's keep one of those on. We're building up the last section of this levee around here. We've got rid of the potatoes that were in there, so we've reduced our farming area a little bit, but that's fine. Obviously, all of this has stopped flowing, so we have no power for our industrial area. Oh, they've cut down that last pine, so let's replace it with oak. There we go. That's a decent setup there for wood, I think, for the moment. Obviously, in the 14 days, this is definitely going to dry up. We could continue to feed through, but we'll see. We might need to in order to keep some of this hydrated, but hopefully that will be hydrated just from this. We shouldn't lose too much, and if we do, it'll probably only be pines. Yeah. But that's where we are. That's what we're doing. In terms of our levee wall, I think we should probably come across the back end next. Which will be easy enough because we can, for the moment, just bring the path along this way. Like that. And then lay in levees across there like that. Yeah. Okay, well that's a start. Somebody did mention in the comments in the future that it would be worth figuring out a channel, basically, to bring or to feed water through here during a drought, so that these can keep turning. Well, we'll see about that. I'm not sure how we do that, really. I suppose there is the option of just making a big loop and lining it with power wheels and just run it along and then back into this section here, maybe. Don't know. We'll have to have a think about that. But in the meantime, we'll continue building up. There really isn't anything urgent to do. I think it's going to be a case of just try and survive. Just try and survive, basically. We should be all right. We've got plenty of food. We've probably got enough water stored up. We should be okay. We should be okay. What I will do is I will spin on. I'll come back probably sort of halfway through the drought. I'm not going to do any big engineering projects or anything at the moment. We want to get this finished off, and we're already out of logs for that. How are we doing on some of these? You're 45%, 68, 16, 34. Yeah, nothing that's likely to turn up particularly soon. So we're going to be relying on these pines, I think, and they're going to take a little while to grow as well. Is it worth? What are you doing? Not a lot, because you're full of... Alright, we'll pause you then. What do I need? 15 logs for a lumber mill, and... No, I don't want a lumber mill at all, do I? I want a forester. There we are. 7 planks, 10 logs. We can afford it. And we don't have the logs, but we can afford the planks. And we could set this up as tree planting as well. I mean... Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. Let's stick ourselves a forester in there. And then all of this, I think, should be oak. Or should I put in chestnuts and save some of them for harvest? Yeah, let's do that. Let's put in that many chestnuts, and the rest is going to be oak. In there like that. Yeah, okay. And then the cutting order, we don't want... I can't remember how many chestnuts we've got here now. What's the planting order? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so they'll come up there and build that when they can. Obviously, they can bring the planks over, but we're going to be short on logs for a while. But I'll keep an eye on it. As I say, I'll come back maybe halfway through, and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, so we're on day 16. We've got 7 days left of the drought, so about halfway through. The steady trickle of logs coming in, that's not happened. This is the first tree that's grown in pretty much the last week. So that's unfortunate, but we are very close to getting a bunch of these oaks growing up. Maybe a few more days on there and we'll have a lot more wood. So we are still waiting for the forester to be constructed. It needs one more log, which in theory should be on its way. So that's something. And they'll get all of this planted, and then obviously it's going to take ages for it to actually grow. And we'll probably want to make sure that we've got some water available. I'm going to dump all of this. There we go. Into here. Just so we've got it available for this section. So I don't want it just evaporating. That would be a waste. And it will also allow us to see how much of this doesn't get hydrated when that isn't full. Maybe a little bit. We should be... We'll see once this log actually gets here and they build the forester and the forester is hired and all of that. In terms of water, we're down to about 400 water. I've switched off the water pump down here for the moment. That has dried out, but all of this is remaining hydrated. So that's good. Food-wise, we're okay. Yeah, everything is trickling along. Water-wise, I think we're a little low on water, but hopefully this reservoir should help. I think we've basically expanded our population a little bit too quickly. That's the issue there. But it's okay. It's okay. We just don't expand any further for the moment. We've got 3 spare beds, so that's basically one of these lodges is empty. 3 children, 4 available workers. We kind of need at least 5 for the water pumps, but that's okay because we can take them from elsewhere, especially our inventors' huts up here, because we're not really using them. Okay, the forester is in. Are you the forester? You are. Are you going to go and plant? You're not. Is it all of this dehydrated then? I guess it must have done. Alright, well that's unfortunate. We do need to keep water in there to keep this hydrated. Alright, okay. Alright. Don't know what we're going to be able to do about that. But for the moment, we might as well just pause you. Because you're not doing any good back there. Okay, I guess I'll spin on then. We are continuing with the levee wall now that we've finally finished the forester. For all the good it's done us. Yeah. Alright, I'll spin on. And the drought is over. Okay, we are left with 128 water. But we still have a little bit of water in here, so everything has stayed hydrated. Which is good. Let's have a look. We've got 2 unemployed at the moment, so let's shut down 2 of our inventors. And we'll open up some of our water pumps. They might drain the last of this water out of here before the water returns there, but that's okay. We will also unpause our forester. Let's see what happens there. they might start planting along here soon. So, yeah, that's where we are at the moment. What have we got? 6 free beds. I haven't built any more housing. This is just through sort of natural old age die-off. We've completed all of the barriers around this section, and I'm going back to the slow method of building now that we have a bit of a reservoir here. I'm going back to that method because it's much easier to control the consumption of logs. And because wood is of such, or in such short supply on this map, and the areas to actually grow it are in such short supply, we can't burn through it the way we have been building all of this. Because it just locks absolutely everything up. We can't build anything, we can't even make potatoes. So, yeah. Definitely need to be able to control that usage. I do want to get some of these industrial buildings back on. We're going to need at least, I think, the lumber mill and the gear factory for a little while, just to build up a stock, because we want more water storage. That's going to be essential. And for water storage, we need, always go to the wrong tab, 20 gears, 30 planks for each one. Yeah. Alright, yeah, these are already drained there. How are we doing up here? Yeah, alright, you won't be too long. I've currently got the sluice set to closing above a downstream depth of 0.85. These are set to 0.75, so in theory, these shouldn't ever close, because that should continue to flow through. But we'll see. Hopefully we won't get any flooding. Okay, yeah, we have started to plant up here now, look. So we obviously do have some hydration coming through now that that's filling up. Alright, okay, that's fair. Come on, give us some water. What I'll do for the moment, I will spin on for a couple of days. Oh, there we go. Yeah, everything's just lost hydration, but it should be fine. The water will definitely return before any of this stuff dies. So that should be okay. Yeah, what I'll do then is I'll spin on for a day or two, and we'll see how we're doing there. You know, we might get a bit more of this done, but not too much. I wonder if it's worth building up both sides at the same time. Not until we've got the logs for it, no. Alright, I'll spin on for a day or so, wait till the water returns and see what we're looking at. The more astute of you might notice a small problem. Yeah. Having problems balancing this out. I mean, if we close this, or if we have this closing too much, then this just fills up and overflows. And if we close this too much, this just floods anyway. So yeah, I'm having at the moment to just have this set at 0.7 and just have that open all the time. So we can't really fill this up. So until we can actually get a sort of overflow system set up here, this is useless. Yeah, it's not ideal at all. Don't know what to do about it, other than just carry on building this reservoir, and we'll put an overflow in at the top to take it somewhere else. That's all I can think of. Yeah. But at the moment, how are we doing? We're down to 14 logs. We've cut everything that grew, and we're burning through everything that's left. You're doing nothing at all because you're full. Alright, well, let's switch you off. We'll grab some of the logs out of there. I've switched on all of the water pumps. So we are 1 beaver down in our hauling post, but that's okay. I've switched off 2 of the inventors. Other than that, yeah, not a lot we can do. Apart from spinning on and waiting for the next drought or bad tide. I mean, all of this is useless at the moment because we just don't have the logs to feed it. This is eating all of our logs and so far isn't proving very useful at all. Yeah. I mean, we can obviously, when the drought is approaching, we can start to fill it up and have a bit more water during the drought. But other than that, it's not great. Right, let me just change this slightly. We'll bring the path up that way and then delete that. We will get ourselves some stairs and a couple of platforms, like so, and hopefully no one will get trapped on there. In fact, let's not build those stairs just yet. I think we're probably going to need to turn on our lumber mill to at least produce some additional planks. Yeah, we can lay in another layer up here and maybe leave this back section undone. So if there's any, it will fill up to here, but won't overflow this way. I think that's probably our best chance of utilising this section. Okay. Yeah, I'll spin on until that's done. We might get the drought or bad tide warning in the next couple of days. So I'll come back for that and see how we're doing. Okay, well, as I was saying, we might get the drought or bad tide warning in the next couple of days, and indeed, we've got a bad tide coming in 3 days. Whether that's going to be shorter than the drought, no idea. It might be the same length, but we'll have to see what we can do. Obviously, none of this is built yet, because literally it's the next morning. So we've got 3 days to maybe get this done. We'll have to see how that goes. Again, we've got no logs. We're waiting for these trees to grow. All of these are going to die because of the bad tide. So might as well pause that and just, yeah, let it go. That was essentially a waste of time and resources. So, yeah. So at the moment, let's just cancel this entire planting area. If any of those trees survive, we can turn on this... oh, I thought we had a lumberjack up here. Oh well, if any of these trees survive, we can build a lumberjack and cut them down. Other than that, we'll just have to rely on these here. Yeah. So I think down here we're waiting for just logs. Yeah, just logs. Okay. That might happen. It might not. It's going to take a while, whatever happens. So I'll spin on to the start of the bad tide, and again, we'll see what we're dealing with there. 12 days. Okay. Okay, we might be all right with that. This is reasonably full, about as full as we can get without flooding, so that's not bad. This is reasonably full, again, about as full as we can get without flooding. So we're pretty well set up. We've got 600 water. Yeah, we've got space for more. Okay, I'm going to leave this water pump on for a couple of days. Obviously, everything here is dead. Yeah, what are you going to do? I've started putting in the next layer of the levee around here. We're focusing on this. I've paused this section here. I just want to get this bit in so at least we can have a bit of water saved in here with an outflow so it's not going to flood our settlement. That's what I'm aiming for. We've got 35 planks, not a huge amount. So I'm going to pause the lumber mill as well to stop using our logs. As you can see, we have a bunch of oaks coming in, so we are building up we will be building up a supply of logs. I'm going to unpause that lumberjack so we can get these in a bit more quickly. They're obviously going to be used along here. That's fine. We've got a couple of potatoes in stock, but we're still pretty full on grilled ones, so I'm going to leave that off. Yeah, I think we're in about as good a position as we can possibly be going into a 12-day bad tide. It shouldn't affect us too badly. We've got some water stored up. We should be okay. We should survive. Yeah, all I can really do is concentrate on getting this levee wall in. I mean, I'm really tempted to put in a swimming pool up here, or a Lido or Lido up here. Where are we? Like so. Have platforms there to bring out to the... Oh no, it'd have to be there, wouldn't it? Yeah, so let's have a look. This is going to be expensive, but we put platforms out to there, and then we would have to use levees like that, and then how wide is it? Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Okay, then we'd need levees out like that, come in like so, and then like that. Would that be right? Where are I? Where's the Lido? There it is. So we put that in there like that. Okay, we can come back a little bit. That's all right. That's not too bad. Let's do that. Get rid of all of you. Yep. And then... how wide is it? I keep forgetting. Yeah, okay, so it's only 2 deep. The swimming pool itself is only 2 deep. Right, okay. So we come back in like that. And like that. We'd have to put steps up there. Like that. And we'd want to put in a fluid dump on there. For which we need 10 logs, 10 planks. And then... Well, I've lost it again. The Lido. There we are. In there. 250. Let's just unlock it anyway. And we'll do the same with the water dump. There we are. The fluid dump. That's only 250. So we put that in there, and that should hydrate quite a large area around here. In theory. Maybe enough to get all of this and protect it from the bad tide. And certainly some of this. But that is an expensive little section there. Yeah, we just don't have the logs for that, certainly. No, not... We can't do it. We can't do it. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. All right. Let's get rid of all of this then. Because we don't want them building it by mistake. Yeah. But that's my plan. It's probably going to be a lot easier once we've got dynamite. Honestly. But that's a little way off yet, I think. Yeah, I'm beginning to falter a little bit here. Not sure how we're going to do anything that I want to do because of the lack of logs, other than sort of pausing our reservoir once it gets to this stage and focus on building other stuff that's going to make things easier in the long run. That's probably our best bet. Tell you what, let's... yeah, let's turn these inventors back on. At least build up a supply of science while we can. Alright, I'll spin on for a few days. I'll come back sort of halfway through the bad tide and we'll see how things are going. Okay, there we are. We are halfway through the bad tide. We have just the two levees left to complete. We've got the logs for it. We've got 31 logs in storage because we had a harvest of oak trees, basically. We had like 9 or 10 oak trees come in, so we had a bunch of logs come in. We've got the pines as well here that are still providing the odd log here and there, but, you know, it's mostly the oaks that are doing the heavy lifting. We've still got over 500 water in stock. I've left this one pumping the entire time and just letting water out of this reservoir to keep this full. I mean, 6 days, I probably won't need to open it a great deal. Maybe a little bit, but we should be all right with the water we've got. So that's certainly helped. I think everything up here is about to die. 8 days. Oh, no, we might be all right, actually. They might come back to life. Who knows? Yeah, otherwise, everything else is fine. I do have our lumber mill going for the moment. Just churning through some of the excess logs and turning those into planks. So we've got a bit of a stockpile of planks building up, which is good. How are we doing? I mean, we've got no children, 2 spare beds, 5 unemployed beavers. Yeah, there's nowhere else I can really put them that would be of use, apart from maybe... Let's open up this gear workshop and start producing some gears as well, shall we? That'll probably help. What are we on? We're still waiting for this one to be done. We're waiting for just these logs here. That should be fine, and then they'll move on to that one. Okay. Okay, yeah, I will come back at the end of the bad tide. We should be fine. We shouldn't have any problems at all, really. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. And there is the end of the bad tide. We did pretty well. We'll wait until this clears up, obviously. It's already rehydrating this section, so that's good. Let's drop that down to 1.8. Still got some water down here. These are now currently, if I can click on them. These are now currently, there we are, set to close above the downstream depth of 0.8 again. I'm going to set these to 0.7, I think. That should be okay. We might get some erratic flow, but that's fine. That might allow this to fill up a little bit, and then it will just spill out over the back here. Anything that we don't need. Right. That's good. Let's close you up. There we go. I forgot what I needed to do for a second there. So that should fill pretty quickly. And overspill over the front there. And the back, apparently. All right. Only briefly. There we go. So that's all going to fill up now. It should continue to flow through here. Hopefully we won't get too much flooding. Can't guarantee that. Let's unpause our water pumps. We still had over 300 water left at the end of the bad tide, and that pump was going all the time. So for the whole 12 days we had a water pump draining water out of this section. So that part of it works pretty well. Let's pause our inventor there. That gives us a full complement of staff. I've paused these again. We have 27 gears and 124 planks, which is a considerable improvement on the previous stores. And it is leading me to believe that it might actually be worth putting this forester back in and replanting or resetting up the planting on here. Not a terrible idea because they survived. And then we can put in... I don't know. Yeah, all right. No, we'll do it. We'll start it. There we go. That's the start of it. And then... No, we want levees across like that. Like that. Like that. Oh, come on, John. Yeah, we do need to go all the way to the end. That's fine. That's fine. Right. We'll put those in first. We'll lay the path in up to there. And we'll give them a chance to sort of build that. I'll leave the forester for the moment. I just want to get everything fairly stable for the next drought or bad tide. But I think we'll leave it there for this episode. So we do have a working reservoir for a given value of working. The water coming through here when this closes and reopens can be a little bit erratic. So we do get a little bit of flooding every now and again around here when this switches over from open to closed. The idea of keeping this at 0.7 is so that ideally this doesn't close very often. So we shouldn't get that sort of wave effect of it closing. Of course, having said that, it's just closed. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll get some minor flooding. It's okay. We can deal with that. Right. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is build up this little section here. We're going to need to put in the Lido, the levees, and we're going to need to put in the fluid dump. Obviously, we've already unlocked them, so we're not going to be spending any of our science points on it, but it is going to use a lot of wood and a lot of other resources as well. So we'll take it slow. We'll build up the levees around the outside first once we get a little bit more wood in. And then we'll start adding in the fluid dump and then the Lido or Lido after that. But we will leave it there for this episode. Yes. Thank you very much for watching. Please do give us any comments down below. And thank you very much to everybody who does comment. Really is appreciated. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. Again, helps the channel out and it is very much appreciated. And please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.